Hey there my foodies, welcome back to my channel. Let's make this delicious cheesecake by subscriber request today. Sabita, if you're watching, I hope you enjoy this recipe and I hope it's not too late for your dad's birthday. To my food processor, I've added 14 pieces of graham crackers. I'm going to pulse this on high speed so that I can grind it up very finely. This is a consistency I'm looking for, something that is nice and finely grinded. I'm going to go ahead and add this to a clean bowl, and then I will add 7 tablespoons of melted butter to bring it together. You'll see what that texture should be looking like after I'm done. For my crust today, I'm using honey graham crackers, which is why I won't be adding any additional sugar to my crust. This is what the texture should be looking like after adding the butter and bringing it together. I'm going to be using a 9-inch springform pan to do my cheesecake today. I find that this is the easiest pan to use so that you can have like a good release on the sides. I'm going to go ahead and pour all of my crust into the pan, and I will evenly distribute it and then start to press it down to create a nice compact crust. After getting my crust nice and compact, I have preheated my oven at 350 degrees and I will bake this for 9 minutes and then remove it for cooling. As my crust is cooling down, I'm going to go ahead and start making my cream cheese filling. Here I'm adding 3 blocks of 16-ounce cream cheese, and I'm going to go in with 1.5 cups of white sugar. You want to make sure that that cream cheese is at room temperature. I'm going to cream this until everything is nice and smooth and fluffy. After bringing everything together, this is what it should be looking like. As you can see, everything mixed in really nicely. It's very smooth and it's very fluffy. I'm going to go ahead and start working on my eggs. Today I'm using 5 eggs for my cheesecake, and I'm going to go in with 2 tablespoons of vanilla essence and just give this a very light whip. It's time to combine my eggs into my cream cheese. I'm going to add this in 3 parts, and I will completely mix every part until I go ahead and add another set. You want to make sure that you do this because you want to have that egg evenly whipped into the cream cheese. As you can see, when I start mixing it, it's looking like it's starting to separate. That's exactly why you want to have it mixed very evenly into the cream cheese. I'm going to continue this for 3 times, as you will see, and then we'll start putting everything together. This is my final set of eggs, and I'm going to go in and give it one final mix. At the same time, I do not want to overmix my batter, and to do that I've been using my mixer on medium speed the entire time from when I would have added my eggs to now. My crust has completely cooled down. Make sure that when you touch this, it is very cool to the touch. If you add cream cheese batter to a hot crust, you may risk the chance of cracking it. I'm going to go ahead and pour this in very slowly to avoid any additional air bubbles, and then I will show you how I prep it for baking. Ahead and give the cheesecake a couple taps to release any air bubbles that might be in between. I'm going to go ahead and take 2 layers of foil and wrap my pan around. As I'm using a springform pan, I may run the risk of having that cheese filling seep out on the edges, and to avoid that, just in case it decides to happen, I'm covering it here with the foil with a double layer to ensure that that does not happen in the oven, because I will be baking my cheesecake in a water bath to avoid cracks at the top. This is a little extra step that I like to take. I'm going to go ahead and just lightly add a piece of foil on top of my cheesecake. I do not like my cheesecake to get brown in the oven, and this prevents it from getting burnt, and it keeps a nice even white color. Here I preheated my oven at 450 degrees, and I'm going to go ahead and add my pan with the cheesecake inside, and I will add some hot water. I find it to do it easier this way because I don't have to maneuver a pan of hot water into my oven. I will bake this at 450 degrees for 15 minutes, and then without opening my oven door, I will reduce my heat to 325 degrees and bake it for an hour and 10 minutes. This is what my cheesecake is looking like out of the oven. I'm going to go ahead and remove that thin layer of foil, and I do a jiggle test. As you can see, the center has a very slight jiggle. That is what you're looking for. I'm going to let this sit in the water bath for an additional hour, and then I'll remove it and allow it to completely cool down before refrigerating. My cheesecake is completely cooled down. Here I'm just adding some cling wrap, and I will add this to my refrigerator overnight. You want to do this because you want to make sure that your cheesecake sets up properly. This is the next day, and I went ahead and take it out in the morning. I'm going to go ahead and remove my cling wrap, and I'm going to go in on the edges and release it just in case it decides to stick. I'm going to release the edges of my springform pan and pray to the gods that this came out right. A little Viking humor, if you know, you know. So here I'm just releasing the sides very carefully, and as you can see, it came out very nice. This is what the cheesecake is looking like before cutting into it. Doesn't that look like a delicious pie of cheesecake? I'm going to go ahead and warm my knife under some hot water and take a slice out of this and show you what it's looking like. This is what a slice is looking like. I'm going to keep it very simple today and just add some whipped cream and fruit on top. You can go in with any type of toppings of your choice. I just like to keep it simple so that I can control the toppings that I have on each slice. I'm going to go in with some strawberries, a blackberry, and a few blueberries, and this is the finished product. Isn't this a very delicious slice of cheesecake? Sabita, I hope this recipe pleases you, and I hope you do get it to try it for your dad's birthday. If anyone hasn't subscribed as yet, do subscribe to my channel, and if you enjoyed this video, do give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye!